lovely people, welcome back to your day 4. Whoops, we've got a little bit of wind here, but this is day 4 of your 30-day challenge. This is Flow Pilates. My name is Greta and today I'll be taking you through a full body workout. So you will need a light set of dumbbells, and I've got some ankle weights on as well. The ankle weights are definitely optional, but they do add that more resistance as we work through our glute sequence. We're going to start with some supine abdominals, so I'll meet you guys lying down on your mat. Beautiful. Once we're there, I want you to float both of those dumbbells up towards that sky. They're running vertical with our body. And when you're ready, we're going to float that right leg up to find your tabletop position. Nice. Inhale, breath. We're going to open those arms out to find a fly. And then exhale as we sweep them up to the sky. Beautiful. Inhale to lower. Exhale to close. Awesome. For this first view, I want us to really focus on that core connection. So as we take that exhale breath and the dumbbells come together, thinking about squeezing your lower back down tight onto that mat. Beautiful. So we want to have a slight imprinted spine as we move through this. All right, we're going to start to add challenge. As we open those arms now, can we extend that right leg long? Beautiful. Exhale, everything draws in. Inhale, open. Exhale, extend. Just extending that leg to a point you can maintain that nice rib to hip connection. You're not losing that pressure of your lower back down onto your mat. Beautiful. All right, this next time we extend, can you hold? We're gonna sweep your leg up, sweeping it back down before it draws to tabletop as arms close. Nice, so we're adding that leg sweep. Beautiful, increasing that time under tension for those lower abdominals here. You guys are looking really good, keeping your shoulders rolled back and down in your pockets. All right. Final challenge. This next time after we take that leg sweep, can we sweep it down? We're going to draw in as we curl our head and chest up off your mat. Nice. We lower as we open. Final challenge here if you wish to take it. We're just adding that little curl and crunch at the top. Thinking about lifting those dumbbells up towards the sky. Nice. Are we still exhaling as we close those dumbbells? Imagining we're blowing out through a straw. Nice work, team. You're just giving me 3 more like this. Can we slow it down a little bit more? You have got it. Final 2. Last full rep here. After we take that curl, we're gonna meet leg and arms extended out, just working that sweep up and down. Beautiful. Holding those dumbbells wide. If you need to draw them up in towards your chest, please do. Otherwise, we're here for 4. Nice. For 3. Here for 2, pointing that toe. Nice work on 1, we sweep it down. It draws into your tabletop. Dumbbells come together. We're pulsing that chest up and up. Thinking about lifting and sending those dumbbells up towards that sky. Here for your final count for 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1 we curl and lift. And lower everything down. Nice work. We can ditch that right dumbbell now. And I want us to swivel to face me. Right forearm comes down on your mat, and your legs are going to find a near 90-90 position, just a little bit more extended out. Beautiful, lifting up through that bottom side waist. Left hand has this dumbbell. We're starting off by lifting our top leg to find a hydrant as we press that dumbbell to the sky and lower. Beautiful, so we're lifting both at once and returning. Nice. So taking a moment to sync this movement to our breath. Inhale to lower and exhale as we press everything up. For this glute sequence team, I want you to check your alignment to make sure you're really feeling it in that left glute. So your chest and body should be slightly tilted forward here. Thinking about sticking your bum out behind you. Don't worry about tucking through your tailbone here. This will really help activate through that top working glute. Nice. This next time we open up, can we hold? We're gonna press that leg out long. Drain it back in to find your 90-90 before we return down. Nice, so we open, find that extension, draw in and close. Beautiful. As we press that leg long, we're focusing on stamping that heel back behind us. Nice, foot stays flexed the entire time. This next time we open, as we send that leg back, can you sweep that arm down towards your leg? Everything returns back before we close. Beautiful, adding that extra arm sweep. Making sure we're not collapsing down onto that right forearm that's still on your mat. You're still lifting up and away. Nice work. Giving me 3 more like this. Beautiful. Final 2. Squeezing that glute as we lengthen it out. Last one like this. All right, this next time we're gonna lift everything up and hold. Can you touch your toes together, finding a clam position? Nice, pressing away from that mat. We're changing it up. Your knees are gonna tap down and open. Knees close and open. Lovely work, working this clam now. Focus on that nice rotation and open through those hips. Whew. This is a really nice glutey one. Beautiful. Nice, just 3 more before we add on. Final 2. All right, after this next one, can we open and hold? We're gonna add a tricep extension as your knees close. They open as we extend. So tricep extension and then opening. Adding that arm here. Beautiful work. If your neck feels sore, feel free to just lower that gaze down onto your mat. That should ease some of the pressure here. Thinking about not sinking down into that right shoulder. Beautiful, just here for 4 more. Inhale, close. Exhale, open for 3. Here for 2. On 1, can we open out? We're gonna find that hydrant, foot's flexed again. We're just working those presses and those sweeps to finish. Nice work, keeping that knee high here. Here for your final count of 5. Still shining that tailbone back and away from us. Here for 3. Here for 2. Last one, we open everything out and release back down. Nice work, swiveling on over, refinding that other dumbbell. We're gonna lie back down onto your mat. Dumbbells come in front of your chest. We're moving through a glute bridge series. So when you're ready, I want you to think about imprinting that spine down firm on that mat as we peel up from the tailbone first, finding that glute bridge and squeeze at the top before lowering and rolling back down. Beautiful. So we're just moving through some nice articulations to start us off. Really rolling that spine up and down, working piece by piece here. Each time we hit the top, we're giving that both our glutes a good squeeze. Nice. All right. This next time we roll up, can you hold at the top? We're going to add one tricep extension down towards our face before we roll back down. Nice. So we peel up, take that tricep extension before we roll back down. Nice, team. Focusing on keeping those hips square up towards the sky. Most of our pressure should be through the heels of our feet. Nice. Awesome. Last one, just like this. Okay, next rep, we're adding on. If it's there, team, can we peel up and hold? We're taking one tricep extension back. This time, dumbbells press down as we take a tailbone tap down onto your mat. Press everything up before we roll back down. All right, so we roll up. Take that tricep extension, working through that press and tailbone tap before we slowly peel onto the mat. Nice. So feel the difference between that articulation versus that straight tailbone tap, team. Beautiful. This is our full movement pattern here. Really controlling each part of that movement. Getting that nice squeeze of your glutes at the top. Moving through one last full rep like this. Nice. We're going to roll back down onto your mat, meeting at the bottom. As a team, let's peel up high in that glute bridge and hold, squeezing your glutes nice and tight. Nothing moves but those arms. They send back to our face and press up. Just working these tricep extensions, keeping those elbows nice and tight in, they're not flaring out. Beautiful. You've got it. Here for 5. Here for 4. Squeezing nice and tight for 3. 2. Last one like this. We press those dumbbells up and hold. We're just working those tailbone taps and presses. Tailbone taps and we press everything up. Nice, keeping those elbows snug towards our body. Focusing on sending our weight down and through the heels that are on your mat. You can lift your toes up to really focus on that weight isolation. Nice. Here for 4. 3. 2. On when we press up and hold. You're just pulsing those hips up and up. Little pulses, staying nice and high, squeezing your glutes each time. Final count for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We can slowly roll back down. Nice work, team. Taking a quick moment just to hug those knees into your chest. Taking a little rock back from side to side. Legs can plant, feet can plant nice and wide now, just taking a windscreen wiper. Arms can tee, both knees dropping over to your left. Gaze can look over towards your right. And swapping it on over. Nice. Coming back through center, we're gonna grab those dumbbells again. Moving into your supine abs on the other side. Your dumbbells are gonna come back in front of our chest here, and this time floating your left leg to find your tabletop position. Inhale, we're gonna open those arms to find your fly, and exhale to close everything. Nice. We open and then return in front of chest. Nice, starting off nice and simple here, team. We'll add layers and options for progression as we move through this, taking these first few just to realign and focus on our form. Are you still imprinting your lower back down onto your mat? Do you still have that nice tight rib to hip connection, feeling like you're sucking that belly button down and in towards your spine? Nice. This next time we open, let's extend our leg. We close everything together. Nice. Adding that leg extension now. Inhale, open, and then taking that sharp exhale breath through our mouth as we draw back in. Beautiful. Really focusing on that close and crunch as everything draws back through center. This next time, let's open, let's hold. We're sweeping that leg up towards your ceiling. It sweeps back down before we close. Nice, so your option is to add that leg sweep. Again, team, if this doesn't feel good, feel free to ditch it or just lessen the range of your sweep. So don't sweep that leg as low. This will help those lower abdominals lessen the weight through your trunk. Nice work. Time to add that final progression if you're feeling strong. As we draw that knee in, can we lift those dumbbells up towards your sky? Nice. Everything lowers and leg extends. Beautiful. Nice work. Seeing if we can clear those shoulder blades up off your mat at the top. Beautiful. You've still got a soft bend through those arms in your fly. Chest is still proud up towards that ceiling. Just giving me 3 more like this. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Final 2. All right, on 1, let's open out as a team, just getting to work on that leg sweep. Beautiful, holding those arms open. You'll feel that chest have to kick on here. Just here for 4. Moving slow with that leg, imprinting down with your spine for 3. Here for 2. On 1, we sweep it down. We draw that leg to tabletop, dumbbells draw in, pulsing that chest up and up. Beautiful, clearing those shoulder blades high off your mat. Neck stays tucked here. Beautiful work. Here for 5, for 4. Exhaling to lift for 3, 2. On 1, we lift and hold and lower everything down. Nice work. We can just roll on up now. We're moving through that glute sequence on the other side. So this time, left forearm comes down onto your mat, team. Legs are refinding that 90-90 or slightly more extended than 90-90. And dumbbells in our right hand. Beautiful, foot is flexed. Inhaling, and as we exhale, we're lifting our knee to hydrant as we press that dumbbell. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. Nice. So the key with this one is really in our body position to feel it through that top outer glute. So your chest should be slightly on a 45-degree angle here. We want to think about sticking our bum back behind us. This will help really isolate through that glute. Beautiful. Keeping that foot flexed the whole time. Inhale to lower. Exhaling to press. All right, this next time we press up, let's hold. We're adding a press out, an extension, draws back in before we lower. So we're adding that leg press at the top, focusing on stamping that heel back behind us. Nice. Keeping that leg exactly behind us, keeping it nice and high, don't letting it drop. Awesome. Time to add that final layer. This time we're gonna lift. As we press that leg out, we're sweeping that dumbbell down. Sweeps back up as we draw in, and then we close. Nice. We lift. We take that sweep and extension, draw back in, and close. So for these leg presses here, team, I really want you to move nice and slow. Imagining we're in slow motion or moving through sticky honey, anything that just stops you from rushing and increases that time under tension. Beautiful. Just 3 more like this. Pressing that mat away with that left forearm. Final 2. Nice work. Last one like this. All right, we're gonna draw back in, tapping that leg down, taking a little moment here if you need to. We're gonna lift everything up, this time sending both of our feet together to find that clam. Beautiful. So inhale, we touch, exhale, we open. You might need to bring that left foot slightly closer in towards your body. Beautiful, just working these opens here, keeping that right dumbbell up towards the sky. Nice. We want a slight lift through that left oblique as well, team. Whole body is working here. Beautiful work. Thinking about really rotating that right knee open each time. When you're ready, we're adding that leg. As we bend that knee, we're taking a tricep extension, and then we open everything back up. Beautiful. Tricep extension, and then we open. Nice work. We're adding that arm in for your final finisher. You guys are nearly there. You've absolutely smashed this. We've just got this set and a little quick finisher, and you are done for day 4. Nice. Just here for 4. Opening that leg nice and high for 3. Here for 2. On 1, can we open everything and hold? Flexing at that foot, we're just working those presses and that sweep. Exhale to press, inhale to draw back in. We're still pressing that left forearm down and away from your mat, keeping that knee nice and high, stamping that right heel back behind us. Here for your final count of 4. Beautiful. Here for 3. Final 2. On 1, we press everything. You're holding there. Final hold for 3, 2, and 1. You can drop it down. Ditching that weight down. We've just got a final little core blast. So when you're ready, come down onto your forearms here. You're gonna brace through your belly, and when you're ready, we're stepping both of our legs back to find a plank position. Nice, tailbones tucked, glutes are squeezing. We're pressing down and away from your mat. Nice, inhale, and as we exhale, legs stay straight as we pike those hips up, and then inhale to pull forward. So exhale to take that pike, and then really rolling on forward with that spine. Nice, so focus on a little bit of articulation as we come back forward. Try not to just send back and straight back. Feel that little roll through the spine. Nice work. All right, this next time we pull forward, can you hold? If it's there, can you lift your right leg off that mat? It drops back down. Left leg lifts up off your mat, drops down before we take that pike. Beautiful, this is our combo. Taking each leg lift before those hips send high. Seeing if we can minimize that shift through our hips and our trunk as each leg lifts. Beautiful work. This is your final finisher, I promise. There is no surprises after this. Just here for 3 more full reps. Exhale to press those hips up. Last 2 reps like this. Last full repetition. Nice work. We're gonna press those hips high. All together, can we meet in our plank and hold? We're just gonna send away from those forearms and then pull back forward. So sending away and pulling forward and over those elbows. Nice work. Just working these little shifting planks. Here for your final count of 4. Here for 3. Last 2. On 1, can you shift everything forward? Holding high on those tiptoes, pressing that mat away. Here for 3, 2, and 1. Knees drop, sending back and down into your child's pose. Beautiful. That is all the hard work done. If you have time, we're just going to move through a couple stretches. So pulling back forward, finding a plank here. We're going to step that right foot down and in the middle of your legs, dropping through that back knee here, and just sweeping those arms up, taking the back extension, gaze lifts up towards the sky. Nice. Hands can sweep back, tucking through those back toes. We're lifting up and extending through that front leg. Feel that hamstring stretch. Inhale, spine lengthens, and exhale, you can fold forward over that front leg. Beautiful. Stepping it back to plank now. That left foot can bring through center now. Dropping our back leg, sweeping those arms up, back arches, gaze lifts. And bringing them back down to find your mat. Back toes touch as we press up and lengthen through that front leg. Chest bends forward. Inhale, we can lengthen. And exhale, folding forward. Nice. Stepping that back right foot up to find our left here. We're just going to find a final lengthen through that spine before we exhale and fold everything forward. You can hold on to either elbows here, just letting that head hang heavy. Can nod yes, shake no. Inhale, breath as we sweep those arms nice and high, lengthening everything out. And as we exhale, we refine that forward fold, stepping those heels nice and wide here. We can sink down low. Woo, it's windy. Sink down low to find a sumo squat. Pressing those knees nice and wide here. Chest lifts, shoulders roll back and down. Nice work. When you're ready, just swiveling back, finding a kneeling position or any seated position that feels good. We're just going to finish class as always with one last deep inhale breath, sweeping those hands nice and high, and exhale breath, sighing out through your mouth. Beautiful work today. Thank you so much for joining me on the mat. That was your full body day 4, all done and dusted. So well done, and I'll catch you tomorrow for day 5.